note before we get this podcast underway. As we always like to say, none of what we chat about is financial advice. Do your own scouting or hire a director of Metaverse Football. In the studio with me today for Manager Spotlight, talking all the weird, wacky, wonderful things of MFL, is a glorious Scotsman within the MFL community. However, he is not tuning in live from Scotland. He is tuning in live from Australia, down under. And you don't have to tip your phones 180 degrees for this one, so you can see him the correct way up. Welcome in, Hamez. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. Like morning, Jimbo, but yeah, doing all right. Nice, getting me up, gets me out of bed early to do this. So
What time is it in where you are right now? Then
it's just 7:30, so it's not too bad. I'm an early riser, so I was up at 5:30. So like had breakfast, gone for a little walk.
Lovely. And then there's me, and it's what are we now? We're 8:30 on a Sunday, getting ready to go to sleep for work in the morning, and you're in the future. So I'm hoping that my Monday looks as nice as yours. Although the weather-wise, it probably won't be the same.
No chance.
Not a chance in the wintry UK. But we've got Hamez on for the Manager Spotlight, so we're gonna let him talk about how he got into MFL, how he plays the game, what he loves about it, what he'd do if he was in charge for the day. And we've got some community questions in. But obviously, first of all, we'll do our sort of little housekeeping bits before we go into the weekly updates. Big thank you to those who tuned in to the pack drop stream on Wednesday. I want to talk about that in the dev updates bit about the pack drop stream and the packs, etc. Big thanks to those who tuned in. Hamez, you are now becoming quite the I can say the podium setter now when it comes to the quizzes. You told me it's back to back podiums now in the quiz, correct?
Yeah. Well, I won Grau,
who
did unbelievable and got 30 goals in my Stone season, won the league. Last pack drop, it was Romeo, the left back. Yeah. And then this most recent one was this 73 rated striker. So I don't need to buy packs because I'm just winning the players in the quiz.
Yeah, maybe might have to ban you from participating. Maybe it's rigged now because you're always winning it. Do I give you the questions beforehand? Is that what's happening? No, I definitely don't. By the way, folks, definitely don't.
All I'm saying is I put my name as Jimbo, won the stream, won the quiz.
You weren't the one who put. You weren't the one who put. There was a lot of Jimbos this week. Some of them were quite poorly named.
Not this one. The one before when I won Romeo, I was Jimbo, and
because you had to screenshot me saying that. By the way, this is me.
And then I sent a picture. Like I sent you a screenshot of like when you first noticed that there was a Jimbo in the quiz, and I went, that was just like the perfect sort of like. You're like, hang on, but you didn't want to say anything, and then the chat just blows up with like, hang on, Jimbo's winning.
Because you knew that you'd probably do quite well because you've done well previously, and you just know it will stir the pot when it comes to when it comes to the pack drops. So yeah, thanks to everyone who tuned in for that. We did announce, which is very, very exciting. There's we've got a big MFL Christmas community special basically happening this time next week, 8:00 UK time on Sunday the 21st December. Myself, the folks at the Ramble, the folks at Yorkshire TNXP, and Amrezy are going to basically be doing a mega community Christmas stream. So there's lots of prizes, lots of great content. We're going to have quizzes, challenges, just the perfect piece of content to sort of set us up for the end of season 10 into the Christmas period, into the Masters. So we're going to be doing 3 live streams, myself, Ramble, and the Yorkshire Tea guys leading into it. So this week, so make sure you tuned into them, and you want to make sure you tune into them because they'll have some bits and pieces within them that will be contributing to how you can win prizes on the Sunday as well. So maybe, Hamez, you might come away with some more prizes, before the end of the season. We'll just, every single pod will just basically be building your agency for you at this pace.
And they're young players, so it makes it so much easier.
I'm glad to hear that Grau did well. That's good scouting on my part to find a player who's going to do well.
And then 30 goals in the league, like Golden Boot. And we were projected, to be fair, going like a bit far forward, but we were projected like mid-table. Won the league on the last day because of just the amount of goals we were scoring.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
Very happy with him.
So the seasons or the matches resumed this week. We had our mid-season break. And as we always like to ask our guests in the studio, how's your week been this week? Did you strengthen mid-season? Did you progress in cups? And at the end of all that, out of 10, how would you rate your week in MFL? Which I guess maybe technically you would have had games this morning, but it's a Monday. But last week, how was last week for you?
Cup games this morning.
Yeah. How was last week for you, really?
Been pretty all right. My Iron team that was designed for avoid relegation is like 9 points clear in the third in the playoffs, 9 points ahead of fourth, which is sort of terrifying because trying to qualify for this goddamn Masters tournament as an Iron squad coming up against psychotic bronze squads.
Yep.
Thinking of if this somehow gets promotion, next season will be rough. Next season will be rather rough, but just having them flying is quite good because they're my top team, so they get me the most rewards. And then a couple other Spark teams are top of the table, which they're locations that are I care about, which is always quite nice.
Yeah.
And then one of the teams I want to get relegated because I want a team in Flint.
Yeah.
Right. But none of the Flint licenses were coming up cheaper than what I could get a Spark for. So I bought a $40 Spark team and just went, right, you're getting relegated. I don't care. So they've got commons, not one limited, which is my goalkeeper. The rest is pretty much 45 rated guys in Spark coming up against uncommons and all sorts.
So why do you want them? You want that location in Flint to then start from Flint and go back up, or you just want?
No, I want a team because I want somewhere to put my commons.
Oh, okay. So I thought maybe it was the location, and you wanted it to be in Flint to start from Flint and then rise up again, rather than having one division above. You just want a. There was a Spark cheaper.
It was $20 more for a Flint side. And I was like, well, if I get relegated, I'll get more in the season than I would for buying Flint. So I'll take the hit in one season, and then if I don't get relegated because of the not being enough to rotate around, but I'm bottom by miles, so I should I'm hoping they look at it and go, you deserve to go down, and I'm like, good.
Oh yeah, they don't actually put you down. You'll be like, well, this is all worth. But then you get another season of decent rewards.
Yeah, another season of getting another season of getting absolutely battered every game.
Yeah. You're not the only person this season I've heard on content say, I want to get this team relegated. I'm like, where's that competitive spirit?
Well, it's the whole thing of having a pyramid to go up. So if I pack a common, I want the common to get at least some sort of good match rating. Otherwise, sticking them in Spark, I think one of the guys is averaging a 5, and I'm like,
ooh,
no
tasty.
wonder he's 43 rated, and he's coming up against 70s. I'm like, the fact that he's even getting a 5 is unbelievable. But so it's
go on.
No, it's to have a pyramid of have a Flint. If they progress up, I have a variety of Spark, strength Spark, some weaker, some stronger. So if they progress, then I got a couple ice, and then annoyingly, my Stone team got promoted, as I was saying, because it would have been Stone and Ice, Spark and Flint. Now I've got a gap where I've gone. If I get an Ice guy gets too strong, I don't have a Stone team. But I don't want to buy a Stone club because I then have to buy 17 more players
the rest
to
of
fit
players,
for that one. Yeah. So it's
you could load them in, but it's probably more hassle than it's worth to do that for the sake of trying to get one player put in there or something like that.
I get a lot of loans as it is. You've given me Yonkman for the last 4 seasons.
Big up Yonkman. What a player.
Yeah.
Absolute player. So if you were to put how's the cup gone? How the cup's gone as well then? How the cup's gone?
I think 3 of my 4 teams that got through again.
Oh, nice.
And my Jambos team that you watch quite a bit on the watch-alongs has beaten your boy Amreezy today.
Oh, unlucky Amreezy. Unlucky your boy.
We beat his team 3-1. And I don't know how much if you watch Laird, his streams.
Oh yeah, I'll always shoot into his streams. Yeah,
his mid-season update one. I got tagged by Andrew Q on Discord and like a DM going, oh, like when you get up, watch Laird's one at this point, I get a shout out. And like I scroll along and it's Laird's like ice team and he's going, oh yeah, this Jambo's team that's like promoted by Hamez, I hope they get promoted and I never see him again. Because I was like, yes.
And when he said that, I was really happy that we've been bringing you on the pod for that weekend because he now gets to listen to you for 2 hours saying that about it.
But it's like, because I think this season I beat one of his teams in the Ramble preseason cup. Like beat one, I think I beat Stone team that he was talking about. Beat them in the Ramble Cup. I've beaten him home and away in the league with Ice, and I've beaten him I think 2 or 3 times in the qualifiers, just different teams he's put in. And I'm like, it's quite entertaining. It's like he just like I think he's beat me once last season when I had a weaker Ice team because I was prioritizing like a different team. But yeah, like he just can't beat, like as I'm saying, like the way the Jambos are set up, like the 4-3-3, which if we get onto later, pretty strong, like formation wise. Yeah, he can't beat the team in his. As I was quite, yes, I was like getting a shout out. I was like, yes, he knows who I am.
He'll be seething when he listens to this. He'll be able to. Maybe he starts winning now because you're going to see you on the pod. He's gonna know the manager. He's now gonna. Maybe he can see through some of the tactics and change things up.
I mean, if he looks at any of my last 40 games, it's the same formation, same tactics, maybe rotation. Apart from that, I don't change anything.
Me and you are in a similar boat in that sense.
Yeah.
So if you had to put a number then.
Oh yeah, so a number probably like, to be fair, it might go quite high, like an 8 or 9, because.
Oh, okay then.
I like some teams progressed to the cup, which I didn't realize got through the cup.
Yeah.
Some teams like qualified for the Masters, which I was like, I'm entering you so that this goddamn tournament just fills up. They qualified, which I was like, that was a bit of a surprise. I'm hoping that enough teams in the spot get qualified that my crappy team does make it. And I'm like, if my 45 rated players get into the Masters, there might be an issue, but
I mean, you might like to think you're at the bottom of whatever is the lowest tournament within that tier.
Yeah.
You'll still be the bottom of the pile, and you still struggle. But an 8 or a 9, I think that's pretty high. For my side, all 3 made it out the group stages, and all 3 today made it to the knockout quarterfinals, which is great. That's the WenDirk. I was a bit worried about their game. I don't know why, but I checked and then I looked at the match when I was watching it back, and I know why you're smiling because you're an absolute menace when it comes to trying to spoil results for me. But he just goes, "Oh, interesting result for the WenDirk."
Yeah, that's not spoiling the result.
No,
that's
but it gets my heart rate elevated and nervous anyway. For I start, you'd be like, "Oh, a close one, like 6-0." Be like, oh,
yeah. Well, the best one was when I'd done it the first time. It was an interesting result. You watched it thinking you're like, oh, we're not going to lose this, and then you conceded right away and only scored 2 goals in like the 80th and onwards. And like that was perfect because you've gone on, you've conceded, and it's gone on and on and on, and you're still losing. And you're like, well, we don't lose this, guys. Like their players are dribbling out one of their players literally dribbled the ball off the pitch. And then all of a sudden you scored 2 at the end, and you're like, yeah, I did not appreciate that message.
So they made it out to the quarterfinals because I looked at the opponent's lineup and half his players were on like 75, 70, fatigue or energy. And I was like, I'm not sure how I didn't see that in the first place when scouting ahead. I definitely would have seen that, but I didn't. Frustratingly, the Wyverns are now second. I posted an update mid-season. Oh, we've only conceded 3 goals all season. It was in 1 match. We're doing excellent. First game back, Gully was Florianopolis 2-0 loss. I was like, you're joking. I was like, they're just proper. And he did play a really good game against me. So we're now second. We're 2 points off top, but we're 6 points above third. So I think it's going to be just us 2. Although some teams, Blades and others, we'll get onto bottling later apparently. But then Blaze are just donating players to people in my league to prevent me from winning the league. And I'm like, that is the most petty thing I've ever seen in my life. And the biggest live rent-free in that bloke's head, I swear. Although there's a bit of it back and forth between us two. I think a couple of people in the league brought in like 90. Someone brought in an 89 rated goalkeeper. Next day, goes to a 90, captain's in, 92 rated goalkeeper in bronze. And I'm there going, how the hell am I supposed to score against a 92 rated goalkeeper? So we'll see, because I play that team tomorrow.
You should look at who I've got in my Iron League. The guy who's winning by a mile, like his best player is 89 rated.
Oh, nice.
He's got seven Legos and an 89 rated right back.
Is it FC Cincinnati?
Who owns that team?
Profound Soda.
No.
Okay, because he got relegated from bronze, and I was just to give him a bit of abuse because he has stupidly good players for the divisions, but never does well.
It's like I have one guy who's 84, and the rest of them are like around 80, and I'm like, I'm coming up against this absolute psychotic team who I look through his like history, and he wins iron, he comes last. He wins iron, he comes last, and I'm like, surely you get bored every other season getting thumped, like. But so first place is just not in the question. It's just, can I squeeze through in second?
Yeah, can you get into second? I'm hoping that if I can't get first, which I'm not calling that now, folks, if I can't get first, I'll build enough of a buffer to third that I can start to like rotate into the final game, so now I have a fully fit lineup for that second v second, because I don't want to do the third place matchup because it's a horrible route to go down. And then to top it all off, my progression this week has been absolutely horrendous. And by I mean horrendous, the Wyverns in the last week have had 3 individual stat increases. One of those has been a shooting on a centre-back. One of those has been a defending on a striker. And the other one was a dribbling on my centre-back, which actually took him from an 84 to an 85. What a weird stat to go up and overall by. So I've had literally piss-all progression this week, but we've got a +1 from 84 to 85, breaking that Lego tier. So, I mean, if we were top of the league, I'd probably say it's easily a 10 out of 10 week, but because we're not, I'm probably going to have to go for a 9. Second in the league, WenDirk are second, WenDirk are first, actually. Are they first? WenDirk are first, we're first, the second team's 5th, and they're all through to the quarterfinals, so I can't really complain about that one. So
yeah. Well, in my brief research about your teams, you've got the second worst progression in your bronze team in your entire league. And one person has worse.
I'm pretty sure there's quotes of me saying this season, I know I've got a relatively old team, but I've still got quite a few players under the age of 27, so I'm hoping they kick on. Nope, just absolutely nothing. And it's really annoying me, because that's sometimes, if results don't go your way but progression goes good, you can maybe hope those stat increases can help you perform a bit better. But I can't even get that. So I'm performing really well, and I just knew if I got good progression, it could just really push me that bit further. But I'm just fortunate I've got a decent setup this season, because otherwise, with a poor setup with no progression, I'd literally be banging my head against a wall, and it wouldn't be an enjoyable time. Right, let's head to the dev updates. So as always, get our lovely weekly updates. The biggest thing that got revealed on the Friday was that the club offers are now live. So you can now send offers to purchase clubs or licenses directly in the game. So maybe the case with that Flint license, you could have proposed them an offer rather than have to go buy a Spark license for more. Albeit they probably still won't see it because...
Or a couple of the Spark ones I did buy that were for location. The guy wasn't responding. It was like 3 tweets, 3 DMs, 3 Discord notifications, tagged him on Discord going like, hey, you're selling everything. Like, your entire agency's got the sale. You're selling the club. I want to buy the club. Can you like reply?
Yeah.
So that I can like try and get it a bit lower. No reply. So I was like, right, you know what? I'm going to just buy like $75 on a Spark club because of location. He then messaged me going, oh, I haven't read DMs because I never thought anyone would buy it. And I'm like, well, you're trying to sell stuff. What do you mean you're not looking at DMs? Right.
I was literally about to say, if you're trying to actively sell out or sell a lot of your things, surely you should be prepared for communication to come your way, because to negotiate on prices.
Yeah, like I DM'd him on his like Twitter that he's like, oh, I'm very active. And I'm like, well, clearly not. I DM'd him on Twitter. No response. Yeah. But the thing that made it easier was when I bought the team, he'd sent all these players to it already. He'd built the club with all the players he had. with 0% contracts. So I was like, well, I bought it, and I now don't have to bother filling it with any of my guys because I'm just going to use his team for the season.
Yeah. So I look forward to the club offers.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to them. Maybe I guess we've got player offers, we've got pack, we've got player, we've got club. Do we see pack? Is it priority? Probably not. But does it come to at one point?
The 20%, the 20% sort of hit on selling packs. If you made an offer on a standard pack from what they're already going for, like the folks selling them are going to make like $2, if that, and it's like, well, what would be the point?
Yeah,
and buy like as just the reason they sold out last, because like there's you could argue no value in them.
I guess you could argue the offer thing could just be for like so people who don't know how to airdrop things or don't know how to use floaty, then it's just a simple way to get a pack from A to B where you don't have to actually spend X amount of money, you spend one cent. But hold that thought about the quantities and things. When we've got red stuff updates, I'm going to come back to that because I want to get your take on it. Engine wise, new engine or new version of the experimental engine is out, featuring several improvements: reduced excessive shot volume, especially for high overall teams, improved success rate in 1v1 situations, a refined marking system that avoids marking offside opponents. Maybe that's just defenders not being goal side enough. Oh well. Subtle adjustments to metrics, player stats, formations, and instructions for better overall balance. What does better overall balance mean? We've started working on several changes based on your feedback. These will soon be available in the experimental version. To thank everyone who provides helpful insights, we'll be awarding a special badge. I think it was last season before they gave out like a little reward for the person who did great feedback during like experimental engine cups, which they've done this time as well. So get a little badge, which will be neat, something to show that you've been giving feedback and helping the team, etc. So a nice little 500 MFL or so. Come on, MFL, you can do that. Give me a little MFL.
What does the badge do? Like, is it just on your whole? Like,
I imagine it'd be a badge, so like a Blue Peter badge, basically.
Because why not put it on like the pitch design? Like have it as like
give them a unique pitch design. Yeah.
On the corners, just have like a little sort of like engine feedback, sort of whatever you want to call it, just something on the pitch design.
So a unique pitch design itself would be cool.
When you go into a match against them, you're like, oh god, this guy like clearly has done his research because he's going to have done a lot of testing. Whereas
I do like that
something on the homepage, like unless I'm buying from you, I don't look at your homepage.
To be, I guess in previous dev update they had the screenshot of what the current design of the homepage, and you saw the badges on the front of that. So when you look at a person's profile and the website change, then you will see the badge. But I know from like a match point of view, maybe give them a pitch design. Then people might go, actually, I want to give more feedback because I want a pitch design because I've the FOMO of not having a unique pitch, because people will definitely do that. I know they will. So on the analytics side, we've switched to a new tool for reviewing official match metrics. They started working on the mid-season report and scheduled for release next week, which is very exciting. The transition to the new tool caused a short delay. And then here we've got some little AOB bits. Development Environment Evolution, DEE. We're upgrading our development environment and enhancing our tools and processes so we can move faster and deliver higher quality code. Love that. Ongoing work, we're still actively working on migrating to a new service for listening to blockchain events. The transition is planned for Monday. I just don't know why the term listening to blockchain events, just listening to blockchain events, like I feel like you're cup against the wall or something, trying to listen through to what the event's talking about. Continue progress on the new user interface, which is great, and then resuming work on club delegation, including QA and several UI improvements. Before we get into a little pack drop, is there anything there that you want to dig apart, or should we go straight?
But like the stats, I understand why the stats need like looked at, because like as like Jimbo will know and a couple of the Diamond Boys will know, like I deep dived into stats, and the amount of times where shots on target minus goals doesn't equal saves happens quite a lot. So I'm like, did the shot on target did the ball just deflate and not go in, or like because normally always when you send someone a screenshot going guess the score, you have to cover the saves or else
people
can
figure it
work
out.
Shots. Yeah. Whereas like one of Sid's, like the first game in Diamond for Sid, like the other team had like 3 shots on target. His goalie made 1 save, and it's like Sid won 2-1. And I'm like, well, he had 3 shots on target, and his goalie made 1 save. What happened to the like? There's 2 shots on target there, and then it's like I sat and watched the whole game to try and figure out like what went on, and it's basically like his forward runs through, shoots, his goalie makes a diving save, his right back runs, like Sid's right back runs, collects the ball from like the rebound, and the little text underneath, like the little text underneath the
commentary,
it went like, what a block by the right back, stopped the shot getting away, and it went like, but the right back was like 20 meters away from the shot. What do you mean he blocked it? But so there's ones like that where I'm like, I can see like their stats are good. Like I've got a lot of them, but yes, there's a few games where the stats don't equal out. So it's like, obviously you'll never notice if you don't watch 257 games in a season. But
yeah, I know that previously in other engines it had been where sometimes there would be like a pass that would end up resulting in a goal, therefore wouldn't get classified as a shot, and then it'd be 1-0. I know those things happened in the past, and like a cross that gets whipped in goes in, which I guess does happen sometimes in football.
But then
still,
that's a shot.
Yeah, it's still a shot. Yeah, no, that's the difference. Yeah, it's getting classified as a shot rather than or pass rather than a shot. What I wanted to come on to was the pack drops. So we did sell out eventually. I think it took about 6 hours for the standard packs to sell out, which obviously $49.99. $49.99? Yeah, $49.99.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, for getting the standard and the limited question the other way around in the quiz. By the way,
she just knowed.
Yeah,
I got it right.
She just known. She just knew that the question was like how it was worded. No, I do apologize for that, folks. Standards, obviously, they're 1 per person. And unless they do lift those restrictions, but that very rarely happens. And I think then the limiteds took a bit more longer to sell out as well. Not as long, but they didn't sell out within like the first couple of minutes, which is what the kickoff and the rare did. Hamez, did that surprise you at all that we saw standards sitting in the marketplace for that long?
Not particularly, because like the kickoffs understandably go away because it's $5 for a lucky dip on are you lucky to get any different color. Makes sense. Limiteds are borderline a little bit almost expensive at the current market, because like you can buy a limited fresh for under like $5. The issue standards have are like I bought like if you know like I bought like a 72 rated quite like relatively old center back for $3. 70 like I reckon he could have like potentially like 5 seasons left. Like I think he's a low ID, like relatively older player, but like even if he's in his like late 20s, like he could play for another 10 years that I've spent $3 on. Why would I spend $50 to more than likely get an uncommon, a common, and a limited, when I can get for $3 get an uncommon center back?
Yeah, it doesn't make much. I think the best way to put it is that the value is just simply not there in those packs.
Yeah,
it is simply
the
not
uncommons
there.
Of like the fact that like I've got uncommon. One of my Spark, like the Spark team I bought, has uncommons and a rare in it, and it's like mid-table, and I'm like, like the value on uncommons is so like if you bought 11 uncommons, you're looking at running them in Spark, or potentially if they're not high rated uncommons, like low ice.
Yeah.
Which then you get 2,000 MFL back.
Yeah.
Like you can't even buy a limited with 2,000.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. The value's not there at all, and I heard this on the stream, and I said to the people listening that I'd say it again on the pod, but I wonder if like quantities and so on and so forth, if they stay like this for a bit, where we don't see some of the standards sell out immediately until more retirements happen, and then because those scarcities like the uncommon and the rare become a bit more rare and their supply percentage reduces, do we then start to see value increase in those packs rather than MFL like drop the pack quantities, raise the pack quantities. They just sit it at this level because they know they've had the big influx of supply and they'll keep it simple.
Your other option is what? There's 100. Like there was what 130 on like 100. Was there 100? Yeah,
130.
What would happen if like a season? So none at the start and none in the mid. They didn't have any uncommons because now you're greatly reducing. Like you're greatly reducing the amount of uncommons that would be in the game for just one season and then bring them back again. And just because you're just reducing that, because the thing, like what I mentioned to Sid and stuff, is like, if I buy a 31-year-old low ID player, if I'm not unlucky and I'm not lucky and they retire at 38, you're looking at 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Like 42 weeks until they could be retiring. Like 42 weeks is a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
Of not, and so it's like, why risk the $50 pack when I can buy someone that I'm not going to need to replace for potentially a calendar year for like $5?
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember who it was in the Discord who said it afterwards, and I apologize, but the sort of question was like, why even sell packs at mid-season? It's like basically what they said, and they were like, from a progression point of view, you've got half a season wasted. Wasted probably isn't the term because if you go Dev Center, you can bring that, but obviously, technically, you've got half the amount of games to give them progression and et cetera. So, I reckon we see this quantity for the foreseeable until we see more retirements kicking in, until we're at least nearly at a point where players in for the season equals players out, because then you've got this 1 in, 1 out, or it might even be like 1 out, 1.2 in, something like that. So there's always a little bit more, or but I think, I'm with you where the kickoff packs for me is £3.95. It's basically half a pint, depending on where you're getting it from. I'd rather have a 5% chance of getting an upgrade, which, funnily enough, Blades, who always buys the rare packs because he tries to sell them, the dirty flipper. No, I'm joking. Do what you want with the packs. I really don't care. And he ended up getting stinkers in the rare, and then in his standard pack upgraded to a Lego and got that in there. So sometimes it does work out. And that's the thrill. Once you have that, you're sort of like, oh my god, I'm in. I'm hooked. I'm in. But
the issue is though, because he's rare stunk, his benefit of the standard probably, like, you might come out even.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's not done hugely well in the grand scheme of things. Before we hit to the diamond trial clubs, last week there were 3,127. I still need to confirm whether or not that number is a continuous number or do they drop it out from season. But this week, when I checked on Alexis's MFL assistant, there was 3,264, which is a 4.3% increase, which is lower than last week's 12.2. But I guess it's mid-season. I know there's kickoff things and the kickoff leagues they can get into, but obviously mid-season you couldn't expect less people to get involved. But for those who do get involved now, their trial club doesn't actually start until season 11, so they've got basically 9 weeks to play around with the club, which I guess is quite nice. Right, anything else you want to chime on about before we go into Diamond League?
Well, club delegation. Like,
of course,
the sooner that comes, the sooner I'm getting another Edinburgh team, because I have been in Trust's DMs going, hey, I only care about locations that are relevant to me.
Yeah.
I've already bought, I bought a US team to get one of these Edinburgh licenses as a swap. So I'm like, I've already got one technically of your Edinburgh teams. Give me the other one.
Yeah, give it here.
And he's like, whenever it comes out, depending on how it is, like, I'm top of the list. And I'm like, yep. Like, I don't need any MFL from it. Don't need anything. Don't care. I want the location of like hometown.
Yeah, so, I think he's got a Norwich one as well. So I know he keeps messaging me where he's like, oh, like the Norwich team, like they weren't doing so well, but now they're doing really well. And it's a bit of a bittersweet one because he's now putting like the best team or something. And they're doing really well, but they run a 5 at the back. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about it, where they're performing well, but they play 5 at the back. I'm still a fan.
5 at the back, 3 at the back, same thing.
Not in MFL, it's not, Hamez. Not in MFL. There's a stark difference in MFL, my friend. But yeah, club delegation, when it does arrive, I'm very much looking forward to it. And I know those who do play the MFL bingo club delegations, I'm pretty sure it's a tile on there. Well, it was last season anyway. And I think, I want to see how they actually release and implement it. Do they add it, bring anything else with it, like manager ratings or anything like that, or what measures are put in place for the club delegation? But let's transition to our Diamond League. Top of the league right now, Bob's Soul Iron Pigs with a 4-point lead over second place. Now, Hamez, we always ask our guests on the WenDirkCast, do they take any particular interest in the Diamond division? Most say no, because they have no actual, they don't have a mate who's in there, or they don't have any players that are in there. They just don't watch it at all. But, little birdie told me, aka you do pay a little bit of interest in the Diamond division, isn't that right?
Yeah, maybe just a little bit this season. Like we last few seasons, apart from your watch-alongs, because of the time, like when I first joined, the Diamond League kicked off at like 7 in the morning, and I'm like, that's like one of the few games I can actually watch, because like as much as I like my teams, like a 3:26 kickoff, not really a fan of getting up at that for a Spark team.
Bit tough for the fans to get up at that point.
Yeah, like that's a bit of a, and plus the flights, like we're based in Australia and the game's in Edinburgh, like it's a long travel. So it's but yeah, this season, I've watched pretty much every single game for every single team.
You are the expert of Diamond Division, basically, is what you're trying to say here. You are our pundit.
Because of only because this is like such a random sort of reason, but Sid bought my best progressor in the like end of season 9, start of season 10, who went from I got him as a 63 off the market as a rotation left back, because my 64 left back needed cover. Yeah, 3 games into its first season, he was 64, like progressing everywhere. My 64 had nothing, so they then flipped, so he was my starter, and he finished season 9 as an 84. So he's gone from 63 to 84. Sid bought him, and since then I got talking to Sid at the start of this season. Sid hadn't been doing too great. Like, I know his form at the moment is still not particularly great, but it was mainly like he was struggling to score at the start. I was scoring a heck of a lot, like even though like he's in Diamond, Iron, I was scoring quite a lot. And I was going, I score a hell of a lot of cutbacks. He was like, he doesn't score any. And I was like, have you tried, like, I don't know if you can. Have you tried a 4, like, I run a 4-3-3, have my wingers here. And then like his first sort of match in Diamond, he ran a 4-3-3. He scored a hell of a lot of goals, all of them cutbacks. So that got us like talking, like, how many goals do you think in Diamond are scored from a player getting the ball, dribbling into the box, coming along the byline, cutting it back, either right at the 6-yard box or just coming into the box, taking a few steps along the line, cutting it back, first time striker's shot goal? And he was like, I don't know. So I had enough free time. Took me like a couple hours for 2-3 days in a row, because I had to do 8 days worth of matches.
Yeah, a lot of backdating.
Like half of the goals in Diamond are scored from running along the byline, cutting it. It's like playing FIFA, or running along the byline, cutting it back, striker taking a touch and score. Yeah, and it's like you're looking at players like Beckman, 99 shooting, 99 net, like 99 dribbling. I know the defenders are quite high, but statistically the attackers are stronger than the defense, like in terms of like overalls. Yeah, you've got like the best of the best players are only scoring like half the goals, the same way I'm scoring with a 70 rated guy in Iron. Like, there's been 2 or 3 like goals outside the box in the entire division, and I'm like, I get the goalkeepers might be high rated, but the strikers like stats wise cannot get any better.
Yeah, that is mental. Have you seen any of that continue with the experimental engine? If you've done any testing at all, or is that something
I haven't bothered with that because of how like I have watched probably more games this season. Like, I've only been in since the summer, when like we'll get onto that like later, but I reckon I have probably watched more games this season than some folk that have like played like Hoodwink. I've probably watched more games than Hoodwink has in his entire like MFL like career. because I've got stats for 4 teams in 4 different divisions for the entire leagues.
Mental.
So it's like I'm on like my 300th game, like 350th game this season.
Unbelievable commitment. Surely. So you're not only watching the games. I mean, you're not only looking at the stats, but you're also watching to see the context to those stats as well, and that's what you're also reporting, right?
Like, well, for because it's only their first season, like I'm in conversation with Bob and Sid and Kev about what would actually be useful for them. Mm. So it's like Bob, like at one point, like, I mean, I was like 10 games in, and Bob was like, "Oh, it'd be quite good to see like goalkeeper save percentage, because you might win 1-0, but if the other team had no shots, it's not like is it like it was a comfortable 1-0. Whereas if you win 1-0 and Bob's goalie made 8 saves out of 8 shots, it might not be a comfortable 1-0 win." Mm. So like I went through everyone's team, figured out who their starting goalie is, how often they're likely to rotate, when they rotate, like shots faced, like versus goals conceded. So I've got like every goalkeeper's for every match's like save percentage.
Damn.
And that's when I figured out, like saying earlier, the stats sometimes don't equal up, because there's a few in Diamond where there's 3 shots on target, 1 save, and it's like like the team won 3-0, and I'm like, well, the other team had 2 shots on target which didn't get saved, but didn't score.
And I guess these are those extra stats and extra diving into matches which can give you the edge over, other managers. And these are sort of the lengths which,
the main one that I think, the bit that helps it, I think, is almost like we can go through and go, like, not to pick on anyone, but like say one of the mid tables, just don't, like, not individualing out. We can look through and go, they run these formations, sometimes they rotate, sometimes but most of the time, say they stick, like Ronan runs a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow.
Yeah,
I've already pretty much filled out Ronan's formation and everything for the rest of the season, because he doesn't change. We can go on and go, well, when Ronan places 4-3-3s, statistically he struggles. He has less of the ball, he has less shots, his goalkeeper's quite busy. But when, if he comes up against, I don't know, he lost a 3-5-2, but most of the time when he comes up against 3-5-2s,
was it a 3-5-2B, or was it just a regular? Because if it's a 3-5-2B, perfectly understandable reason to be losing a game in MFL Season 10. Just pointing it out.
If we find out where Ronan's... Ronan... No, it's just a 3-5-2, because it was Frage beating.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, so we can look up and we can go, these folk really struggle against a 4-3-3 attack. They've never beat them, and they've never scored. Can Sid run a 4-3-3-A? It turns out Sid can. Sid played him. Sid beat him with a clean sheet. And we're like, turns out the stats, having sort of a background and knowing what they struggle against, what they beat, is proving somewhat useful.
I've got a feeling maybe you might get a few DMs from other Diamond managers now being like, hey, what information have you got on me? Because I need to see it. God.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because I'd first done it with Sid. Like, Bob came in a bit later because I did Sid, Bob, and Kev's goal team. I was like, if they talk about it, he might benefit from seeing it. I don't have any of Sid's formations or stats on the sheet. If they want to see Sid's stats, they have to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone else's, I've got everyone else's.
The reason I said that is because what I was going to try and relate this to, when I can, a Norwich City story, is that there's a data organization that, or a data company, do a lot of sports data analytics, and a number of championship clubs use their services. One of those including Norwich, and our recent owners just basically bought out the company and have stopped all those championship clubs obtaining data from it, because they're natural competitors. I wonder if all these managers might come up to you and go, do you know what, Hamez, what data you got on me? And suddenly one of them goes, actually, let me give you so many packs a season, and I want you never to give data to the other Diamond competitors. That could happen there. You could have a little bit of a service there.
Well, because what Sid said, I'm surprised how friendly some of the ones are in Diamond. Because Sid was like, Sid messaged me, go like, oh, I've and then sent me a right back he bought. and he was like, "Oh, I got feedback from like one of the other diamond managers saying like, oh, against like strong teams, his right hand, like Sid's right hand side really struggles. So like, if you could improve them or like change instructions." And I'm like, if that was me, I'd be telling him like his left side's struggling. And,
yeah,
like,
yeah, he'd be throwing him a curveball.
The diamond division is that competitive. I'm not helping folk. Like, I'm not helping someone else in the division.
Sid comes on and said it's such a sweaty division and it's not fun
Yeah, they're
at all
helping
in
each
that
other.
sense. You're like, oh, just help each other, give each other a helping hand. But I guess, but right, so let's just quick rundown of the table then. So we've got Bob first, obviously, with 30 points. Second, Bishoni Milano on 26. Third, Meta Mercenaries on 24 points, only achieving 8 points from the last possible 15 in the last 5 matches. BFC Manchester also joint third on 24 points, but on goal difference, that's the reason they're fourth. Dio's Barca Magia fifth. Okay, yeah, sure. Brian's Sao Paulo sixth, a very good position for them to be in right now. MFC Roma, Fraj, let's go Tango, Big Wilb, the who's on the ramble this week. Mr. Fulham and Crystal Palace himself, finishing mid-table. Maybe has a little scare at the bottom. Now he's going to come back up again. Obviously Sid, who we've mentioned quite a bit in this Diamond update, he's currently sitting in that playoff relegation spot. So hard for me to say playoff relegation. Such a weird phrase to say. Just uses playoff relegation. And then our bottom three is Yoga Benito London of Sturge, Deportivo Quito, and Basel. I know that Basel's done. I know that Deportivo Quito's done. I'm pretty sure Finn has gone, right, who can I swap players with in like gold, in silver, in plat from my team to basically give you guys a better chance? I know one of them is bringing a bloody 90 rated goalkeeper, like I said, to my bronze division, which I'm absolutely fuming about, by the way. But
I noticed his main goalkeeper is no longer there. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was his main goalkeeper that played most of his games is now.
Yeah, in like silver or bronze.
I think he's in gold.
Yeah, and I think his backup one's in like bronze or something along those lines. I was like, how have these players been getting into my division? So we've got Bob 4 points ahead. My final question to you here, Hamez, is who do you think wins Diamond?
I think unless it's a catastrophic sort of ending like last season, Bob's squad is unbelievable.
It couldn't happen again, could it? It couldn't happen again.
If you look like Beckman's now second top goal scorer, like through like 9 games he'd scored like 5.
Yeah,
he's all of a sudden got like the game's almost gone. Hang on, he's 99 rated. Coin tosses on should he score, should he not score, are going a little bit more in his favor.
Yes, because I noticed that Thursday, it was a Thursday, I think it was a Thursday stream. He went to a 99. I looked at the Diamond League after that match and went, he's not even in the top 5 or top 6 goal scorers in the league. And now he's suddenly, 3 goals off Closer, who's currently first with 16, Beckman on 13. It's crazy. I mean, he's joint fourth on assists. So you think it will be Bob's?
I think Bob's got the strongest.
Third bite of the cherry, third bite of the cherry, I think, wasn't it? Or third season in. So it's technically second bite of the title.
Like having spoken to him as well and looking through stats, he's like in the top, because I think Milano don't change that often formations. Meta don't. And Manchester have run a 4-3-3 attack the entire season. Bob's the only one that will look and go, they run this, what can I counter it with, rather than I'm running this, does your setup beat mine? So in terms of effort, he's probably putting in the most of the top 4 as well.
Yeah.
And then does it almost show that being flexible is the way to go, or as Ronan's 4-1-2-1-2 stick and try beat me, is that the way to go, having won like 6 in a row?
They like to say chance favours the prepared, and maybe Bob is the one who puts himself in the best position to be prepared. So there you go, Bob. Get the season out, finish it out. I know we've got a lot of games to go as yet. I'm not sure where they are in like cups and things, because that can throw a curveball and a spanner in the works sometimes. But Diamond League is looking very tasty this season, and it's not a one-horse race. So let's head over to the marketplace. What we're all here for is Splash of the Week. And if it wasn't for Sid, who I've just said it right now, it's Sid DMing me about this purchase, I would have had no idea, because on the sales bot, it's a 0.01 purchase. It's the player Viggo Skar, Norwegian, so there's probably some sort of pronunciation I can't really get into there. But Viggo Skar, 93 rated, right mid, left mid, right wing back, sold for 1 cent. No, there's more than that, and he's told me what the actual value is. He's 25 years old, triple position, Norwegian, 93 rated, so he's a right mid, 82 pace, 97 shooting, 95 passing, 92 dribbling, 86 defending, and 81 physical. And you ready for how much, what was involved within this deal? Within this deal, we've got 40 uncommon packs, an 85, 89 Lego pack, plus cash. Triple deal. And Sid's put close to probably about a $2,000 value buy. There you go, folks. If you don't have the cash at hand, give him a pack. Give him more packs. Give the bloke 41 packs, including a Lego pack, and they usually crumble. That was something balling, selling that player to Sid for near enough. We'll 2,000, 1,900, we'll call it that. That's a lot of packs. Looking at his progression, he started as an 84. He's now a 93 within 5 seasons. So, even if he was to say hit prime age, he probably hits a 95 as an ultimate anyway, which is probably quite a nice position to be in. So say if you've got a 95 rated player for $2,000 with a potential of 9 seasons, 10 seasons left on him. I know my valuation of upper players and what they're worth, etc. But if it's worth that much to Sid, it's probably good value. And I put thanks for the information. He goes, only way to get to the top, invest in the future. There you go. So, Hamez, I just said there, I think it was Bob came on here and said, if whoever finds it good value, if Sid found it good value, it's good value. Have you ever found yourself doing any negotiating that's not purely a buy? Is it cash? Is it packs? You ever done pack for player swaps, anything like that? Or is, Basil swap shop not quite a thing?
When Sid bought my left back, it was a player plus cash.
Yeah, of course. What rating is he now, by the way? Because we got rid of him 2 more. Wow, and a tier break.
So he's he's up to 94 defending. Ooh. He's all round stats. It's the only downside I had from him is that he's only a left back. Because he is so well rounded in everything. His physical maybe a bit low. If you were playing at centre half, he's only 75. But everything is 75 upwards. There's no sort of random stat that's hanging low.
Yeah. No, I remember every time you come into the stream, I was like, no, I don't think he'll be good enough for the bronze. Because I'd only ever play him occasionally because I play the 3-back. So I'd only play him in rotation where you'd want him to be getting more game time. And then you come in the stream, like, right, 81, 82, 83, 84.
That's because I agreed basically at the halfway point to, or 3/4 point to sell him to Sid. I was like, can I keep him in case he pops, so I can at least have a screenshot of a purple in that I've progressed, that's progressed up in my agency. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's no worries.
You've basically done the legwork.
Yeah, he popped later on. But
your boy.
From a $20 buy,
not
5
bad,
months ago, I did pretty benefited out of it.
You'll take that. You'll take that. Yeah. So, well, usually we do IRL MFL here. Just a quick one. Who do you support IRL?
Hearts.
How are they doing in the SPL this
season? Top of the table.
Top of the table. I knew they're doing really well, and then I don't know if form dipped a bit. They're still doing all right.
I mean, form dipped, but not all. They weren't losing; they were drawing games. They should have been
still
winning.
Gaining points.
Yeah, but hopefully, with the Celtics sort of fan basically riots and they just self-destruct, and we can kind of walk to it, because I might be back in the UK. I could be maybe back in the UK for the end of the season, so it might I might have timed it well, but I mean, I don't think anyone. I've seen Quinny and McBride tweet that basically they expect Hearts to challenge soon. I don't think anyone was expecting it to be
this
season, because the Brighton owner bought in Tony I don't
I know and he's recently he's quite he's a very good owner or sport director or whatever his
he's a very good flipper. which for Hearts, like the downside is you can't get too attached to players because like they will go. But I mean, like if like Hearts' left back Penrice last season won like Hearts' Player of the Year. We got him for free. We sold him in the summer for £1 million, and I'm like,
money.
If like for teams that aren't Celtic and Rangers, like if you're not Scottish, like you'll just know Celtic and Rangers, they win. I mean, not Rangers anymore; they're a bit diabolical. But sorry, hoodwink. but like Celtic have like so much more money than everyone else. It's like they bought Arnie Engels for £11 million. Like Hearts' starting 11 is less than £11 million.
Yeah.
So
or you get those players that are on the bench, they're still more than like half the squad or the lineup or something like that. Yeah.
Like Negren comes on, who they spend a heap of money on, for Engels, who they spend a heap of money on. And it's like, yeah, of course you're going to win. If you put Man City in a league, like if you look at Man City, when they could spend 500 million, the next top team can spend 50. Of course the top team's going to win because they've got the most money. Like the biggest stadium. So they bring in, like I know they bring in money from the Champions League, but they can spend more.
Well, hopefully when you travel back to the UK, they might be in a good position, might be about to win the league, and you can have a little bit of a celebration.
Yeah, it'll be the first time they've won the league, I think, since I've been around.
Speaking of questions, I did ask community. You know, we always say to them each week now, record an episode, send in your questions, statements, rants, raves, hot takes. Let's just hear them. Let's just go through a few. Risu, one of the first ones, just said, just want to say thanks so much to the MFL team that they work constantly to improve the game. They're doing a great job. Love that statement, and I think we both here can go completely agree with you, Risu. Kev's popped a few here. Who was the last team to beat Real Madrid in a European Cup final? I don't know the answer to this. I had to Google it, and now knowing the answer, it makes sense why Kev's asked it.
I'm assuming it's Aberdeen if he's asking.
Yeah. Gave it away. I gave it away. It was under Sir Alex Ferguson as well.
But that's like what, the 50s if Kev was about.
I think it said it was
40s maybe.
30s.
No, just after the war.
Love you, Kev. So it was Aberdeen. Yeah. He also two other questions. He says, one of them says, "What are your long-term MFL goals?" Which we can cover in the Manager Spotlight. But he also put, "What are you spending your MFL on?" I know this season I sold some packs / bought packs to put on WenDirk, that sort of thing, to try and buy some, or sold packs to buy players for the Wyverns, which I did, and then bought packs to give away on the streams and stuff like that. Are you, and I probably in the future seasons will probably do the same thing, unless I want to open a raw pack. Right now I don't need to, it's just purely for fun. Do you have any plans for each of your seasons come reward day for MFL?
Well, most I don't know. I don't know how. I don't look up how much I'm going to get. But from this season, I'm basically going to be buy the best I can, like pack I can, to then, or the most valuable, like the one that sells the most, sell it to then buy what I need. Because I went from 4 to 8 clubs from season 9 to 10.
Got the bug.
I need a hell of a lot of, and I wanted 6 on location that I wanted. But after about 20 DMs to folk that own the clubs, 3 got back to me. So I was like, I'm gonna buy other ones so that if at the end of next season I can go, I will give me that one, I will give you 2. Like I don't care about losing in the value. I just want the location. Yeah. So it was like I'm buying in advance for like bargaining chips in a way. But for this season, I think it was like 5 limiteds I opened just to stand like the 3,000 one, just to bolster like some spark teams, just give them a few newer plays, see how they do. One's already tier broken because I think one was 64, is already up to 65, which is quite nice in our first season. But
you take a tier broken.
I will be a seller.
A seller
and buy what I need.
I think it's the best route to go at the moment. You know?
I mean, I've tried to tell Hoodwink for like the last 2 seasons, stop buying rare packs to get like a lucky chance. And then in the Discord 2 hours later go, I need a left and a right back. Anyone got one? And I'm like, well, fucking sell what you have and buy one.
Yeah, he does have no favors. Love you, Hoodwink, but stop it.
Yeah, be sensible.
And also, then when he says anyone got a left back or whatever positions, he doesn't like giving much rev share out either. He doesn't like. So
and I'm like, do you have a Lego left back I can loan? I'll give you 0%. And it's like,
one of Rory's questions was, let's hear about the second half season engine. Maybe it is a real thing with my conspiracy theory hat on after losing my first game of the season, second half of the season. But we know it doesn't change. SLD, LRD, but I love it if we could get cosmetic things to put the players' cards for achievements like 100+ goals. Excited to see what the history page turns out to be. I know in last week, the dev update, the week before, we had you can see the history tab for the user profile. Do we see the same for clubs? Do we see the same for players? I would like to think we do. I believe we do. That's just speculation, but I think we do. But could we get those little achievements on there? Maybe you don't own an MFL, or maybe you do, but just something to show that from a quick glance, this bloke has scored 100+ goals, or this bloke has had 500 caps. Just those small little things, which are, we all look at. If we're going on to SofaScore or whatever app and you scroll down, you see, he's played X amount of games for international team. He played X amount of games for them. He then also put, also, the cup competition has been brilliant and would be good if they had more like these throughout the season, not just the off season. Could just be for small rewards or dev passes, etc. I do like I like as many MFL to do as many things as possible within their remit, but I understand at the same time things can get a bit congested at times. Like pre-season, if the Ramble the Ramble Cup and the WenDirk Cup are kicking off at the same time, people lose their rags because the conflicting time zones. But MFL will always be like, we'll do another event or another this, another that. I mean, like last season, it was a rabid play. Although if you had that on your phone, it kind of killed your phone because the amount of stuff happening.
I couldn't take part because they are biased towards Europeans. So the registration was at 4 a.m. every day. So
of course, yeah. I guess the Masters are slightly more convenient because you've got some better times, but it depends what tier it is, right?
9:30 in the morning for some of them, and 7 o'clock at night. So yeah, that's all right. Goal Rush was all right, but yeah, your Rabid play was 4 o'clock registrations every day. So when even if I woke up at like 4:05, obviously I would have to set an alarm to wake up.
Yeah,
and then the only thing I would have changed with that one is almost pre-season announce that you're going to do something that involves like needing MFL in the mid-season window, because from like hearing the Rambo and stuff, they couldn't David's got a hell of a lot of he brings in a chunk, and he didn't have any MFL at one point. So folk would have saved their MFL to use in this Rabid play if they had been warned.
I think that's why, obviously, they've introduced rapid play for this Holidays Hero Tour as well, because we're going to get reward day, and then we're going to get that next week is going to be the Masters to Classics, which obviously free to enter, or if you qualify to enter. We've got the rapid play. I imagine some of those will be free, and I imagine some of those will be pay to enter as well, because everyone will have their rewards then, and everyone knows they're coming up as well. So no one go, I've not got an FMFL. You've been told about it for 7 weeks, lad. Do you give any complaints if you've been told 7 weeks up front that you can pay to enter a rapid play?
Just that knowing you'll need MFL would make I don't bring in much. I'm bringing maybe like between 10 and 20,000, but I would have saved enough to enter a couple, even though I wouldn't have then been able to enter them. But I would have saved the MFL to have been able to.
Yeah. The final question here, which I'm going to answer because it's very similar to one of the questions you've got to answer later, but on that reason I'm going to answer it myself. Because will the Wyverns bottle it second half of season? I know you're going to give your opinion on this later on in the episode. Will they bottle it second half of season? See, my thought case with these is expect the worst case scenario, because if that ever happens, you're not disappointed. Which may be a bit of a negative way and a pessimistic way of looking at it. I should be more optimistic, more upbeat. I don't think we bottle it. I mean, if we come second, people will still classify it as bottling it, but I don't think that is. But
if you come second.
If I come second but win the cup or something, if I come second but win the cup, I think that's still a pretty good season. There's still some trophies, still some silverware there. But I believe we'll do it. Just depends on how some of these teams that have brought in like 90 rated goalkeepers influence the rest of the division. But we'll get there, big Mr. K. We'll get there, my man.
Well, I don't know if you checked, but did the guy who's top of your bronze teams also in the cup? Did he win his game? Because if he won his game, then that's more rotation he needs. If he lost, he is going to just be solely on the league for rotation.
He did win
I
like a
didn't check
crazy
before.
game. No, let's go have a look now,
Because
shall we?
if he's won his cup
Oh,
game, you need him to get.
He lost in the cup, but guess who he lost to? Big Mr. K, who asked the question. For that exact reason, Big Mr. K, you've scuppered my chances of winning bronze now. How dare you?
Because if he'd have been at the final, he would have been prioritized, like had to have mixed up his priorities, but he's now fully focused on the league.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And you get to actually answer that question later. Spoiler alert. But right. Manager Spotlight time. We've been alive for an hour and 5 minutes. You now finally get to tell us, Hamez, a bit about yourself, a bit about your MFL career. You alluded earlier about, how many clubs you've got, when you joined, the time. Let's take it right back to the beginning, the best place to start. What is your MFL story? How did you first come across MFL? What made you jump in? All of that good stuff.
I mean, it'll be similar to most, with Sore's sort of coming to a close, the big league closing down, the Bundesliga finishing, because I was big into the Bundesliga last year in Sore, and then having a Twitter page mainly for the Web3 stuff mainly helps, because it's Sore folk I'm mainly following, and then all of a sudden I refresh my page and it's Hoodwink going, just got this player, check out my match. Then it's like Hatton, just got this player. Then it's Nepenthes going, I'm playing this game. Then it's Quinny that I'm in his Telegram group, posting in the Telegram group going, anyone got players? I'm doing this. And I'm like, Sora's dying down. The Disney dollars has just been announced. Not a bad, although that boosted up prices, I'm like, I got my, I don't know if anyone else done it, but all of a sudden my partner had a Dapper account. My sisters had Dapper accounts. My mum and dad had Dapper accounts. All of a sudden, my Disney dollars had been. My family have all got Disney Pinnacle.
I think a lot of people's band members have Disney Pinnacle pins.
All of a sudden, I've got a budget of like $500 to kind of go in and go. It's made up money. What can I do with it?
Yeah.
I was lucky enough in Sore with Bundesliga to win sort of the limited competition twice. So I put in like 750 quid, which is the most I'd done in Sore like ever. But the main reason was I've traveled from Edinburgh to like Australia. As a gamer, I didn't bring my PlayStation because they're surprisingly heavy. If you're moving across the world, you don't have a lot of luggage space.
Nope.
So the PlayStation got unfortunately left behind. So my free time was like, I need something. At the time, I was like, I already play it somewhat with my Hearts lads. Just chuck them in, wake up, hope they do well.
I hope they do well.
Well, that's the thing. Like the matches, football matches for me are at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's like I set my Bundesliga lineup. Like I always remember the 2 times I won it. I went to bed. The matches play off. I wake up. I go on at the time Sora data refresh, and it was like, "Oh, you're in for a big win, £1,200." And I'm like, Jesus Christ! Click on it, and I'm like, I'm first in the Bundesliga. And then it's like the rest of the day, I'm sitting there going like do not get optas, because if I go down from first to second, it's like halving how much you win. And then so I doubled what I put in, or tripled what I put in Sora last year. Was able to withdraw like 1,500-1,600, so it left me with like 500 quid in Sora playing this year on the house. And I'm like, well, MFL came about, and I'm like, I need something to fill up my time. I can't play video games, and this seems like I can deep dive into it. Was give it a shot. Came in, and I've still got my Jambo's team that are in Canada. Jambo's abroad because I'm living abroad.
Yeah.
They're not Edinburgh based, and so it's like works quite well. I would sell them, but they won the cup last year, so I now can't sell them because of goddamn connections. But
did you use someone's referral link when you joined MFL?
Yeah, I was a Hatton.
Okay, no, I'm just glad you used the referral link. That's what I need to put out there.
And like I'm now his rotation reminder because he's quite busy.
Yeah.
He's quite busy at the moment with a newborn. So
Yeah.
I every 2-3 days, I just send him like 7 messages on Discord going, "Hello, this is your like rotation reminder. Change your rotation. Like, watch your fitness." And it's like every 3 days, if I just scroll through a chat, he doesn't always reply. It's just me every 3 days saying rotation reminder. But yeah, and then went up to like 2 clubs because I was like, well, I'll get an academy like as everyone does at the start, get an academy team for your not as good players, move them up. Then the next season, like I was a bit of a like daft in a way that I was the one buying the club promos rather than marketplace for the chance of getting a good location that I would want rather than just buying one.
Yep.
But and then went up to like 4 at the end of last year. Swapped because Andy official wanted a French one. I think he wanted it, and I was like I'm going to sell it because I don't want it. If you want it, I will swap for one of yours and sell the one you're giving me.
Yeah.
So I gave him my French one, sold his Peruvian one, and then was on the hunt for this year for Edinburgh because that's where I'm from, Canberra because in Australia that's where I'm based.
Yeah.
And I've ended up with I think 3 Canberra ones, 1 Edinburgh. Still got my Jambos because they won the cup, or else they would have been gone.
Yeah, they've been gone.
And 2 other clubs I bought for $40 because at $40 for a Spark, I'm like, can't turn like it's too value. Cheap to kind of. Yeah, but yeah, I've spent. Looking at it, I'm like, I could buy 2 clubs for $40, or I could buy my Canberra license for $75. What should I do? I think about it and ended up buying all 3.
Yeah.
So, like,
so have you had any sort of previous experience or gaming wise or like Football Manager games or anything like that at all? Because some people do, some people don't. It's coming to it brand new.
Not in terms of Football Manager, because I've not been like I'm a laptop, I'm a MacBook. I'm not. Football Manager might work, but at the time, like it was a 2015 MacBook I had for the last like 9 years.
Experience, put it that way.
It won't run it. So I'm like, FIFA Manager, like FIFA career mode's not really a manager game because there's so many glitches where all of a sudden Hearts have signed Mbappe for $1 or a pound because there's the glitch with the transfers. So it's like, apart from that, like I'm more of a Call of Duty FPS like player. Like when COVID hit, I have spent probably more than I'd be willing to in terms of days played on like Warzone.
I think we all did, mate. I think we all spent, dropping at hospital, dropping at port, dropping at all these other places in Warzone.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like we had a group. Like at the time, there was a group of us, and it was basically like it was like a full-time job. It was pretty much I would wake up at 8 o'clock, I would be on. I would take a half an hour lunch break, I would be on. I'd take a dinner break, I would be on, and then it would be 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd finish.
Bit more overtime.
Wake up
overtime in.
Yeah. Wake up at 8 o'clock, do it again, and I'm like, I think like my like group that we played with all have like 90 days played on Warzone, and it's like,
bloody hell.
Yeah, it's like half of lockdown is on Warzone.
So how many hours have you got in MFL then?
This season, probably more than I'd be willing to admit.
Well, speaking about this season, how has season 10 been for you? Because when you joined the summer, what season did you say it was again? The exact season?
5.
Season 5. So
like 5.
So say 5 seasons. We're now at season 10. Compared to other seasons, I know we had the same engine this season. How's season 10 been? Have you done anything differently compared to last season when it comes to setups, etc.?
I mean, not particularly. Like the teams I care about are still running a 4-3-3 from last year. A couple of my other teams that I basically put in Discord going, I've got a spare team. Anyone got odds and ends that they want, I will take. Are running different formations because that like I couldn't physically run a 4-3-3 when I've got no left mid, like no left wingers, no right wingers, 5 DMs, and like folk that play left mid, right mid. So I'm playing a 4-1-3-2 or a 4-4-2 like deep.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea how to like work these formations well. I don't care enough to actually test to get this formation doing well. So they're not even running any custom tactics. They are just defaulted, run it and let's just see what they do. And somehow they're qualified for the Masters. But
but a lot of people just for the Masters, just like, right, just get it in, and then just come back in like 4 hours time and hope it's qualified, and then maybe later down the line hope it's qualified a bit more. That's what I feel like people are doing. Whilst also, well, it's less complaining these days, less complaining about the qualifiers.
Well, I keep missing the one for iron and bronze because it's half an hour after the Diamond Games finish.
So yes, I watched the Diamond Games. UK,
yeah. I finished watching the Diamond Games and then I'm like completely distracted with what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden it's like 10 o'clock and I go, oh, the registration, oh, I missed it.
Maybe what I'll do at the end of the duck races on the watch alongs, I go, guys, by the way, you got 10 minutes till the bronze and iron one comes in.
But then I put my iron team in it. I come up, like I sent a picture and tagged Snake in the Discord and went, sorry about that, because all of a sudden my 70s, like 79, 80 rated team was coming up against his like 84, 83, 82, and I won on penalties, having had like 0.7 XG to his 3.2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, oops.
I didn't
and he's
see
like,
that.
I hope you qualified. And I'm like, nah. Came up against another psychotic bronze team and got beaten the next round.
when you beat us overpowered bronze team, just one of those teams, and then they get pissy and they're like, well, if I lose to you, better go on and win it. No, you go lose another team. So well, that defeat was all for nothing then, sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's a team that the Snake would have easily beaten.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, apologies.
Poor old Tom. You just beat him in a GeoGuessr instead. That's what you do. Just beat him in GeoGuessr instead.
Yeah. If you put prizes on GeoGuessr, I don't care.
The poll.
I don't care what time. I don't care what time you're doing GeoGuessr. I will be there.
the day we put a prize pool out for GeoGuessr. That's the day you're just gonna destroy.
I will be raking
and rinse. No one else is getting prizes apart from you. Maybe Zuter and a few others.
Oh yeah, because I find it quite funny. Like Zuter was messaged me afterwards, being like, how can you tell what is the meta for this one? I tell him, he's like, oh, I've forgotten that was a thing, and I'm like, someone else plays. Yes, I've got a duo now. Yeah. I've got someone I can play with. I'm like, give me a partner.
Yeah. So for those who have no idea what we're talking about, just it's mid-season. On Thursday, we did a little GeoGuess one. We did like teams, we did battle royale, did just the classic style, but we did around the world. But we also did like football stadiums from across the world as well. Just something kind of football related, but something a bit different. And I think we had about some point like 12, 14 people playing. Hamez, you were in, Zuter, Snake, Kev, Big Wilb. I've got so many other people as well. Nathan's brother in the next door room in the house was also in. Great amount of people were in. So we'll try to do them a bit more often. I think people like yourself have a lot of fun getting involved in them.
And then me and Zuter will get you on and get you half decent, because we won't be getting you guessing China when China aren't in the game.
Yeah, all right. Obvious now when you tell me China's not in the game. Could have told me that before I was guessing, by the way. Real one. Just tell me afterwards.
Well, you know what China are like? It's like North Korea. Like, they don't want anyone coming in for privacy reasons, so they refuse to let Google come in.
Well, someone could sneak in there with a little Insta.
I mean, there is. If you do like famous places, there's like the Beijing sky, like the Shanghai skyline is in it, but it's not an
China
official.
China is in there then.
Yeah, but not in the world map.
Oh, okay.
Only in.
We'll agree to disagree on this one. No, you're right.
Well, I will show you like a Thailand poll, and you can get confused.
Yeah, so it's Thailand poll. Right, let's get back on track here. As a question that Kev asked earlier, is one that I've already got written down for you. What are your long-term goals in MFL? Apart from being a diamond data distributor,
it'll be a factory for it'll be a factory for the. Ideally, maybe like a Sid or Bob of, give me your crappy guys and let me use them, and if they progress, I can move them up, and if they get above like iron, I can then pass them on to you. If I get like my left back, if I buy one and that progresses really well, hits the Lego and still going, I will basically funnel it to them for a discounted price rather than basically a free-for-all on like anyone can buy it. I will try and funnel it to almost like a DAO, but less official sort of.
Yeah. So you want to be able to push, take those players from
because I know
and push them up. And
I'm not going to put in enough to kind of like if I get promoted to bronze, I'm not going to be buying 15 to 20 Legos next year for surviving. I'm not like I will pretty much come down if I go up. Like Stone was supposed to be my peak, predicted 7th or 6th, ended up winning the league. That was not the plan. I thought about throwing the last game so that I wouldn't come first, so I wouldn't go straight up. But I was like, let's give it a go. Why not? Went up, and I'm now 3rd. So it's like if I go up to bronze again, that's too high.
Bronze is a big step from iron, especially the last 3-4 seasons has been crazy. Especially the last 2 has been mental.
The jump, like I got promoted from Spark to Ice with limiteds and like one that tier broke mid-season. I'm using like a full uncommon team in Spark on one of my like groups, and they're like 3rd, and I'm like, Jesus. Then the jump to Ice, you're needing rares, and then the jump to Iron, you're needing or the jump to Stone, you're now needing like mid rares. And like, eventually, it was quite difficult to find folk for Iron because I was like, well, 78, and they're like, folk are going, oh no, someone's offered me 9% in Stone for a 78 rated send back, and I'm like, what about your 82? And he went, oh no, that's for bronze. And I'm like, well, what rating is Iron? 78's not. Yeah. So I was like, pain in the butt. But I've got a few folk that I've loaned from them before, and I do really well with them. They're like happy to just be like, send as many offers as you want, I'll accept them all, you'll look after the players.
Yeah,
which makes things a hell of a lot easier.
Once you gain that, friendship and trust with other managers, especially if it is different to the low market, it's such a valuable skill tool addition to like your MFL arsenal that if you can go up to manager and go, right, I can rely on you for loads, but also you trust me to perform well with them. Like Yonkman. I know it doesn't progress crazy, but like you perform well with him and you enjoy using him. So I have fun loading into you and you have fun using him. So it's a win-win.
I will be having him next year. If my team get promoted to Stone, he'll be back with me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it's just the confirmation of going to folk going like, even if they progress so that they're too good for me, I will give you him back at the half season. I'm not going to hold him. Gives the freedom of like, if he does bang and he does go from like 74 to 78, I'm like, I'm not having him in a high ice team. I will let you move him up to a Stone, to somewhere else.
And usually if that's say like a manager with a large agency, they're more than likely going to go, I really appreciate that. Let me try and swap someone out from my side so I can bring in like a 75 or 76. So you it's higher overall than what I gave you pre-season, but it's still good enough for you to use now. And most people will do that swap and they'll figure people out. And it's all based on trust and relationships and their networking, isn't it?
Yeah. Like the hardest thing with loans here is that like if I wake up at 6, go to the gym, go for a swim, do anything, and then I message folk at like 11 o'clock in the morning going, hey, is this guy available for loan? That's midnight UK time. They don't get back to me till 7-8 hours later.
Yeah.
In which case, like the market may close. The market, like they may have got different offers. They may not see it, and I'm like, I get up really early, which is useful because I hit like 15 folk up at like 4 in the morning, going like, hey, is this guy available? Is this guy available? Is this guy available? Get replies at like 6 in the morning, or else I'm waiting like hours to hear back because of time difference.
Yeah. The amount of times I've woken up and been like, you drop me a message, Hamez. Or sometimes I'll be like midnight, and what happens often I'll see a message at midnight and I'll reply to that in the morning, and then I wake up and because the notification's not there because I've read it, I'm like, oh, and then like later in the afternoon I'm like, oh, I'll reply to that person. But I can understand, it's a bit of the inconvenience for you with the time zone. It can always make it a bit more difficult compared to others when it comes to loading, and that's sort of a realistic complaint.
Well, it's no surprise with
byproduct, isn't it? Yeah.
It's no surprise with the quizzes. I've done a hell of a lot better since we went forward an hour for summer. You went back because beforehand I was waking up at 10 to 6, and then I was getting asked like a math question. I was getting asked like a math question at 6:05 in the morning being like, what is the probabilities of an upgrade in an uncommon pack? Or
you should know these things off by heart. You know the GeoGuessr high polls. Why don't you know
at 5:06 in the morning? It's a struggle to like function.
No, fair enough. This was also a question that Kev asked, so I'm gonna quickly answer it myself as well. Like my long-term goals, I guess I'm sort of like one step above you in terms of you saying you get to promote to bronze, you wouldn't want to whack out 15 Lego players. If I get promoted to silver, I'm not prepared to drop money to suffice to like to hold in silver. So I've always seen if I get promoted to silver, if when where we know never, whatever it is, you can banter all you like about it. It is quite funny. That if I go up, I'll bring loans in. And I really find something enjoyable about staying in a division. When I got promoted from iron to bronze in season 1, for the first 5-6 seasons, I was always predicted bottom 3, and I always hit 4th, 5th, 6th, occasional 3rd in there. I really enjoyed that challenge of not getting relegated. I guess, if you're middle of the table, it can sometimes get a bit boring towards the end of the season, nothing to play for, especially if you're not in the cups. But I really enjoy that challenge of not getting relegated. So I think I'd still thrive in that environment, but I wouldn't want to drop, to money to buy 10 Lego players, 86 to 88, just in the hope of going mid-table. I'd rather bring in loan players, maybe buy one player if I sell enough packs or get good season this season, whatever. Essentially, I'll become the Norwich of bronze and silver, where hopefully I'll just yo-yo between the two of them, and just naturally, through progression, through retirement, through loans, that's where I end up. And suddenly, if I win the lottery the next day, there might be signs, and one of them will be that suddenly I've bought all the ultimates there is, and I'm pumping people in bronze. But that's where I currently see myself in the pyramid.
Well, it's the power creep is really causing issues because, like, if I say I fluked and won my Iron League, I can't buy with my rewards enough. Like, I can't buy a pack that would actually get into a bronze team.
Yeah.
Because it's not even enough to buy a rare, and it's like a low rare isn't enough to get into iron. Never mind bronze. So it's like the power creep. The rewards were probably all right the first few seasons when the power creep wasn't psychotic. That if you came high up in Spark, you could get a couple good a good commons, and commons could go in Spark. Whereas now, like a bronze player, you're needing Legos in bronze, and even if you won the league and won the cup, I'd
get 90. I get 108,000, I think. If you win both league and cup and have 100% ownership, which I think is pretty rare these days. Some people might have like 95%, but to have the full shebang, and then the low Lego pack is 250k.
Yeah, so it's like unless you've very, 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 very heavy stacked your bronze team to get into Titans, to then compete in Titans, to then win. If you won Titans, you could then buy like a pack. But if you're winning Titans and in bronze, something's wrong.
I think if you wanted to just play through reward packs, what I would do now is just yo-yo between bronze and silver. I have to get up there to yo-yo to come back down. But I just like hit second, third, whatever in bronze, and then just get the rare play 47,000 every season, hopefully anyway, and then just hope I get something decent. And then whatever comes out of that pack is just what I play with. I won't.
Yeah, like you would need a lot of clubs because you would need to have like your top guys in bronze, then open up your rare packs to go into an iron / stone to hope that one of them progresses enough in the season to move up to bronze, and then that slowly replaces it. But then, like all of a sudden, your little pyramid of needing 1 bronze, 2 in iron becomes 4 in stone, becomes 8 in ice, becomes 16 in spark, becomes 32 in flint. All of a sudden, you're running a trust sort of pyramid.
Yeah, trust fund. No.
Yeah,
but
it's like that's
go on.
Like that's how the sort of the pyramid will need to work. That you'll need to have so many lowers, to have so many like an actual you'll have to have your own pyramid of clubs. Like one isn't enough because you get into the issue I had last year of my top team got promoted, I now have a gap where some of the guys weren't strong enough, or were okay enough for stone, not strong enough for iron, but are too strong. I'm not going to put 77 in ice, but a 75 is a bit too weak for iron.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, I don't want to be the guy that has a full rare squad in ice, because it defeats the purpose for the year.
Yeah, I listened to that whilst blocking my ears about the WenDirk Club in Flint, but we won't. That still gets decent progression for people, and it might be 70.
Oh yeah, I mean, I also gave you an uncommon for it. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a community club, and I think people they want to see their club do well. Yeah.
I find it funny that one of the games you drew, you massively outperformed the other team. The other team was from the Netherlands as well, so it's like, I smell some match fixing going on here. That the players.
Is that the second game of the season? Was it where we drew?
No, I think one of them.
One of the early days, because we lost the first game and we drew another game 1-0, I think it was, and that was when Blades went. Oh, I could smell a late equaliser here, and literally like 2 seconds later they equalised 92nd minute. I went, "Fuck you, Blades. Fuck you."
And it might have been that one or another one you drew, and they were from, it might have been a 0-0 or a 1-0, and it was a Dutch team. And like, your players have definitely been like, we want to show support to our fellow Dutchmen.
Yeah, I can see it now. It's the if it loads up, it's played against the a Utrecht Canal team. Obviously a fellow.
They're like Dutchman. Fellow Dutchmen. You're right. I don't want to beat them.
Yeah,
so
I didn't get a single shot on target. I didn't get a single shot on target.
Exactly.
Yeah. I got beasted.
Some match fixing going on.
So you said earlier that when it comes to tactics and setup, etc., you're to a degree a set and forget kind of guy. If we had to put the set and forget to, you change every single hour of the day depending on who you're playing against, you're probably more towards
I run a 4-3-3.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolute 4-3-3. So, but my question was going to be like, how would you describe your tactical approach? Like, do you use much of the match plans, individual instructions? Do you keep it basics? Keep the foundation strong, back to basics, Neil Warnock, Sean Dyche sort of thing.
I haven't gone that far, but I'm a 4-3-3. I sit back and counter.
4-3-3, basically, is what you're trying to say.
Sit back and counter, but the match. I wasn't a fan of the match plans because it's like so many situations where, like, if I go 1-0 up, or if I go 2-0 up, or if I go 3-0 up, why would I want to change it? Because what I'm doing is working. If I change, I could go 2-0 up, change it, and all of a sudden I've changed to something that the other guy's tactic works really well against. And from being comfortable,
don't fix it.
Yeah, like, why? I'd rather go with what I've got. If it works, it works, rather than going, if I build something and it's working, why would I risk changing it when what I'm doing is already working? Like, I watch some of Sid's games, and he's got 4 tactics changing going on, and I'm like, I don't even have a clue what's going on.
The best one I've seen is that people will change their tactics after the first minute because they firmly believe, they had like a little theory crafting going on that if I go all out attack in the first minute, can I get a kickoff goal? If not, I then revert back to my normal for the rest of the 89 minutes of the match. I was like, you know what? Now I hear that. It's not a bad bit of theory crafting there. But when I didn't hear about that, I was like, why are you changing your setup like 1 minute in? Are you silly? Are you dumb? And then actually there's a bit of a theory behind it that they wanted to test if kickoff goals were thing. But they definitely are in some cases. But
kickoff, not always at the start, but there was a diamond game yesterday, or that was like, if you look up the 7-2, I think it was like 7-2 was the result.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
If you look at the half time, there was a goal in the 45th, 46th, and 47th. Every highlight was a kickoff to goal, to then the players walk back, kickoff to goal, the players walk back, kickoff to goal, and I'm like, what
is going on?
It was like really close. Then all of a sudden, there was 3 goals in 3 minutes from 3 kickoffs. Like, well,
someone run the odds of the chances of that actually happening. Like, what are the chances that actually happens in the engine? It's going to be something like 0. Better chance winning the lottery maybe, or like, getting, I don't know, having been in a plane crash or something like that.
Yeah, I also find, because I've got multiple clubs, like going with tactics, if I run a 4-3-3 through the pyramid, like you run a 3-5-2 through the pyramid, if I run a 4-3-3, if my left back in Spark progresses +5 to 70, like a 70 rated, I can move him to a left wing in ice that plays the exact same tactics. He's on the same instructions, and it's not having to worry going, oh crap, my guy's progressed too well. I don't have a team and a formation that fits, and I have to like try and find someone to loan him out. Whereas
the
I know
equivalent
if
of
someone
like
progresses,
an academy setup in an IRL team, that they, from the under 10s to the first team, they play the same setup. So when you progress, you know exactly what you're doing and you fit in that system perfectly.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to, if someone progresses really well, they move up a team, they're in the same position, different teammates, same tactics.
Not can this player play 7 different setups in one season and 3 different positions, sort of thing.
Yeah, and just get as little confusion as I can get through my teams, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So if you were then sat in Mr. Maturon seat, the CEO of MFL, if you were him for a day, anything you prioritize, change, what would you do in those 24 hours?
When you said, I came up with a couple of ones that were like really trolly.
Yeah.
That, like,
yeah.
I would want that. What was Ryan's big like theory last week of like the engine change, like the engine changes, like it's a different engine this week, and when the experimental engine comes, it leaks over.
It interferes.
If I was like the guy in charge, I would be going to my engine guys, like Quentin or wherever, and going, can we change the engine number by 1? So instead of 7.0.2, we're running 7.0.3. Change nothing, but just the number.
Just change the number.
Right? Just allow, because I'm like like someone would eventually spot it. It might take a few days. Someone would spot it, and there would just be so many conspiracies of, well, the engine does change.
Yeah, it does change.
It isn't changed, but
proof.
And just be like, no, it's just the engine number. We're just like fueling your conspiracy.
So that's a serious one.
That would be,
what's a trolley one?
No. But a serious one that I think would be quite good is, if you win a league or if you win a cup, well, you have to win. You can't go up through second in the league.
Yeah.
That next season, just that team gets a custom pitch design, like the Goal Rush one with like your WenDirk in the middle.
Yeah.
But instead of like WenDirk, it's like Bronze League 3 around the top, and then the bronze trophy in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So that the next season you're in silver, folk coming up against you at your stadium see that you've won bronze.
Yeah.
If you do the double, there's like 2 trophies in the middle with like the cup underneath it.
Yeah.
And then, like, because just the flex that you would have on people, like, imagine Bob wins Diamond next season. Everyone goes when they're playing Bob at Bob Stadium, and there's just the Diamond champion, season 10. Like,
would that be a picture that they say, like, you know, hypothetically, if Bob was to win, they could use it for the foreseeable future, or just for season 11?
No, just that season.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, then maybe gone.
Because then you wouldn't need to do season 10, season 11, season 12, season 13 for like the folk that are, it would just be Diamond League. Like, I know for the, like, especially, like, you wouldn't need to constantly update it. You would just have like Diamond League winner. You wouldn't need season 10, because if you were allowing them to keep it, you would need to add season 10. Next year you need to add. So it's more work for.
It's more work. I think if they can't do like they can't. If it was too much, if they can make it so the pitch is one and done for the season, I think that's a really great idea. But if they couldn't, it'd still be good to have season 10 Diamond and then like winner.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Rocket League before?
A little bit, yeah.
So, you know, we're like, and I've not played it for years, but you used to have like, you play someone in like season 9 Rocket League, and it would have like, season 3 world champion, or season 3, like having those accolades and those banners, whether it be a badge, whether it be a pitch, just something to showcase that you had this achievement in that particular season.
Yeah,
I think it would be really cool.
Because I think it would be better having it one and done if it's possible, and then like if you were saying you want it like for more history, you could have like, we don't know how the stadium's going to progress.
Oh yeah.
Well, the banners around the stadium could have like Diamond season 10 winner, Diamond season 11. But yeah, just like that one season, it would like, you know what people are like for like like exclusivity sort of thing. Like, if all of a sudden you can only get it if you win, leagues are going to be a hell of a lot more competitive. Cups will be a hell, like, people won't give up the cup. People will want to like prioritize the cups because they'll want this custom pitch that for the next season only that team can run. So even if Bob wins it and wins, like, he can't use another team with the Diamond Cup winner, the Diamond League winner. Only his Iron Pigs can win it.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be like such a flex. It's such a small thing, but it'd be such a big flex.
And even if you like for me, you know, like if you get promoted from iron or whatever, silver, gold, and then you're playing a team in the division above, and they're like, oh, who's this? You know, most people in the upper divisions will go, oh, I know who's coming up from, who's being promoted, etc. But if you're in, you know, you know, ice and a team from Sparks won the league, you're like, oh damn, this team's been promoted. Like, you know, don't mess around with them. And it's always a thing even in IRL when there's a couple of teams that get promoted, always cause a bit of a fuss in the league because they're actually better than, you know, they make out to be, and they're not coming from weaker divisions sort of thing.
And like if you want, like if Bob, say, like we'll use Bob again, if Bob won Diamond and he got this custom pitch, are you telling me during season 11 he will not be more motivated to keep that Diamond
it again
sort of,
because he wants that pitch? 100% agree, mate.
So that would all of a sudden, that encourages him. And then all of a sudden, if he wins 3 in a row and he's had this thing for 3 in a row, other folk are going like, I'm fed up of seeing Diamond winners pitch design at Soul Iron Pigs. And they might make a push. And it's like, if I won Iron and I got a custom pitch design, it would potentially even make me go, I want to compete. I don't want to like have this winner's pitch and get relegated. I don't want to get relegated with a winner's pitch. Like,
you stink if you do.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, if I go up to bronze and I've got the Iron winning pitch, I am going to be giving up like 80% rev share.
Champions to make sure being relegated, you know.
Yeah, like that would be horrendous.
That pitch was all for nothing. All that hard work just to piss it away and get relegated again.
Exactly. Like if I've got this flex, at least I want to win at least one game.
Any other things you would do?
Well, another my troll, like another, not trolly one, but my OCD, as I mentioned to you beforehand.
Yeah.
If you go on your homepage.
Oh no.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll share it or whatever, but if you go on your homepage,
I'll share my screen so you can see it at the same time.
Yeah.
So if I go onto my homepage.
Right. You see like your Wensum Wyvern FC, Norwich, England.
Yeah.
Yeah. But underneath your name, it says England, Norwich. Right. I don't say, like when someone says, "Oh, where are you from?" You don't go, "Oh, I'm from England, Norwich."
You go from.
You'd say, "Oh, I'm from Norwich, England."
Norwich, England.
I want that the other way round.
I think that's not even a try. I think that's a very good priority to have. I think that's something you could happily change.
Because like I mentioned it in your stream, maybe one of your watch alongs. I don't know if you can hear the dog in the background.
I can hear it, but it's fine.
Yeah, well, one of the watch alongs, and Zooter messaged me going, "Why did you say that?" And I now can't look at it.
I forgot about that, and you just mentioned it now. So, Yaks, I know you're listening, Yaks, or watching. Please, under the HQ, under your name, please revert and switch around the country and the city. Don't worry about your dog, by the way. I'll just mute it.
It's not mine.
Okay, it's fair enough.
If it gets too bad, I can go inside.
No, it's fine. Like if it happens a lot when you're speaking, then I might. But when you're not speaking, I'll just remove your audio anyway, so no one can hear the dog right now, basically. Right, let's go on to our final 2 questions from our previous guests, which obviously was Rory and my nemesis, Mr. Blaze. Rory's question was, which IRL manager would you compare your MFL style to, Hamez?
I would probably go, as much as I'm not running a 3-5-2, I like Amarin in a way that I am running a 4-3-3. I will get this 4-3-3 to work. I might get hammered and I might lose 3 games in a row. I am not changing from the 4-3-3. So like how he is with his 3-5-2, and he should change, but he is stubborn and will not change. I am using a 4-3-3. I am not going to change it, regardless of how many games like the MFL make me lose.
Yeah,
I am running a 4-3-3.
I think that's very good. I hadn't actually thought of Amarin. I was trying to think then about who if I had to relate myself to MFL IRL manager, and yeah, the stubbornness of I could even go be a bit annoying and go someone like Liam Manning, but he's just such a horrible time as Norwich manager. He's just so stuck to his way, so stubborn. But the thing is, he actually gets wins, whereas I actually get wins. Sorry, whereas he doesn't get wins. Shout out Norwich winning 2 home games on the bounce, by the way. Huge things. We're going to win the league now. And then our final question. Go on.
Well, have you hit your 8 points yet for your uncommon pack?
No, I'm on 7. We're on 7, and we've got 3 more games to get 2 more points. I'm backing it. I reckon we do it. Snake. What about the eye test? They just look at the stats and go, "Oh, you got beat." Well, actually, if you were there watching the game, you'd understand. You know, the context. Context is important. I know facts don't care about feelings, but the eye test don't give a f about your facts. Right, our penultimate question before we ask you to give a question to our next guest is Blades. This is the same as Big Mr. K's earlier. Will Jimbo bottle the Bronze League?
What are we classing as bottling? Just not winning it?
I guess, yeah. I think this is what we're going to do, because I was top of the league by 1 point come the start of the season, come the mid-season. I guess he's saying, you know, will I bottle it?
But because whilst we're recording this, so you are second.
Yeah, I am second. Yeah.
Would bottling it, if you came second and got promoted, is that a bottle? Because technically you are where you are.
I mean, even when we recorded that episode, I'm not sure I was even top then. So
that's harsh.
Yeah, so I think he's basically going to say, if I don't get top 2, if I was to get second, I think don't get. I basically we're saying if I don't get promoted, I think I've bottled it.
I mean, I think you'll go up. I have confidence. Looking at your league, you have a lot of folk not running 4-3-3s, which I think is quite. Like, you're quite lucky because
I did play against a 4-2-4 last night. Basically, I had a few drinks after the Norwich game, came back, was really tired, fell asleep at 9 o'clock in the evening. Woke up, I was like, oh my God, this is like the first time in probably 9 seasons I've not watched one of my games. Not live, but like after it's happened, before I go to bed. And I was like, oh, I looked up, booted the game up, 3-5-2-B versus a 4-2-4. The formation I absolutely despise. And I was like, while they watched, I was skipping through it. What happens? I skipped through it, and I skipped through the timeline, and I scroll to the bottom of the page, and I look at the stats and go, "Do you reckon I've scored? Do you reckon I've scored?" Then I'll go to the timer, and I'll put my hand across the timeline, going, "Oh, conceded. Oh, we've equalised," and then we ended up winning 4-2.
Yeah, well, it's just like if you've got my stat sheet as well. Like if you look through it and just looked at when the 4-3-3 plays, like any variation plays a 3-5-2, the 4-3-3 wins pretty much to 0.
Yeah.
Majority, I think the 3-5-2 scored 2 games. The rest of the time they've lost 2-0, and it's like you're lucky in a way that your big team are in a league where no one's actually playing 4-3-3. Saying that, when it comes out, who knows?
4-3-3 is an awful formation against 3-5-2. Too bad they've got this far. It's an hour and 40 into the pod. Yeah. They deserve to know that the 4-3-3, and hopefully they would have figured it out by now as well. I know when I've used MFL Coach in the past, I've always gone like, 3-5-2-B. What's it like against a 4-3-3? And I've been like, oh my God, I've done it. I've looked at it enough times over the last 3 or 4 seasons to know that I just cannot. I've basically got to hope for like a 0-0 or something, which, you know, how many 0-0s do you get with the 4-3-3 versus 3 at the back? Absolutely none. Right. So just hope for a miracle, hope for an early red card. Get him sent to the
you'll need to hope your goalkeeper has one hell of a game.
Yeah. Shout out to Ron John for Volpe and his goalkeeping madness.
I think I can see you because of your league, I can see you getting first or second.
Wow, so refreshing to hear positivity towards my performances on MFL recently. Most of the community absolutely slanders me. Even in the MFL bingo at season 10, it's Wyverns to come top 4. I thought that was incredibly disrespectful to the Wyverns. So, you know, Fraj, I know you make that. I did say I was going to talk about your MFC Roma on the pod today to give you the WenDirk curse, but I'll let you off it. I'm giving you a chance to redeem yourself.
I mean, yeah, we can give up a lot of his secrets if you want.
we'll blackmail him. We'll blackmail him.
Give up all his stats, his formations, and everything.
Hamez, we always ask our guests then to ask a question to our next guest, whoever that may be. I know, you don't know. What would you like to ask that person?
Are when you for your MFL clubs, is location that important?
Oh Lord.
Because for me, I watch my Canberra game, like my teams from Canberra and my team from Edinburgh. I watch. The other ones, I just I wait till it says watch replay and just go halftime, full time. Oh, I won. Oh, I lost. The ones that locations mean something to me, I put it on one times, extended highlights, and I watch the game because I'm like, I have it's almost like I've got a connection to like the team, like the main boys in Iron. Like I've named a stadium, an actual stadium in after a stadium in Canberra that's close by. So it's as if I could walk to the game, and like I watch the game because the location actually is it's why I went after Edinburgh like that so much. It's because I get invested in locations that mean something to me. My Canada team, the Jambos, never been to Canada, don't plan on going to Canada. No, sorry Canadians, but I don't plan on going.
Canadians in the mud.
They were just my first team, so I keep them. But I don't I watch the games on the watch along, but I don't other than that. If your watch along's not on, I don't watch the games that locations I don't care about.
Even bigger reason for folks to come to the watch alongs, eh? See all the locations. But great question, and I'll answer it next week as well. As long as
you've got Norwich. Your clubs are Norwich, so clearly location matters.
Oh, shock! Absolute shock. No, of course they do. I did I had a Spanish club for a while, not just because that was where I packed them, but yeah, the Norwich ones I'll always, even though like my second club, I kind of partial answer this now. The second club, if I can watch their games live, I will. But if not, I will do the halftime skip thing. The Wyverns, like if they miss their game, I will watch them in their entirety, unless it's a game I know I'm going to get smoked or I'm going to smoke them, where I just go, oh, look at that, I lost a game I thought I was going to lose. Oh, look at that, I won 5-0 a game I should have won 7-0, and I just sort of, that sort of thing. But yeah, this week's hashtag is going to be hashtag Xmas Community Special. For those who haven't got a clue what we're on about, that community special we're doing on the Sunday 21st of December with the Ramble, Yorkshire Tea, Amreezy, and myself. It'll be hosted on the WenDirk Twitch and YouTube channels. We'll be doing streams during the week. So to give it a bit more promotion, make people sort of question, what is going on there? Hashtag Xmas Community Special.
Before you get to see Jimbo dressed up as Santa Claus.
I was surprised how many people didn't realise, well, not that Santa was me, but everyone thought I was a guy on the left with the hand up, which I thought Amreezy with the hand up would naturally be.
It was because I think it was more for.
I think it's probably
he didn't post it at the beginning. It was the Ramble Yorkshire Tea, and you posted it. So, not being harsh, and no one thought he was in the picture.
Oh, that's fair enough. I find funny that we got I think Kev, Hoodwink, and SR Monkey are pretty obvious. Big Mr. K and Root look exactly the same, just a bit younger. Bruce, I think, looks no different as the Grinch.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Well, the Yorkshire Tea Boys was quite funny. It took me 9. I listen to things I don't normally watch, so I'm like a podcast rather than like a video.
Yeah. Same.
It took me 9 episodes before I first watched one to realize I had in my head Mr. K and Root the wrong way round. I had them the wrong way round, and it wasn't until I watched one that I was like, "Oh, I thought they were the other. I thought they were the wrong one." But
easy to get the Yorkshiremen mixed up.
Not a tea drinker, so I don't.
Unbelievable. That is poor from you. Why I never invited you back on again. You can't be having no.
I'm not a tea drinker, not a coffee drinker either.
Okay, so. you don't like coffee. We'll allow that. We come back on again. Yeah. But Hamez, it has been a delight to have you in the studio with us today. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, it's been great. Got me up in the morning.
Good man, good man. On a Monday morning as well. Totally respect that. What a way to start the week, though. Hey,
And a cup win against Amber, easy.
Doesn't get much better than that. If we were reviewing your week right now, 10 out of 10 from the start, surely. It can't get better, but it can only get worse from here, some would say.
Oh, yeah.
But no, thank you, Hamez. Remember the hashtag, folks. Hashtag Xmas Community Special. We'll see you for the streams during the week, and we'll see you on Sunday for the big community special.